sure you're following Zar, make sure you're flashing the light button, folks. London is red, but we knew that already. Sunday we confirmed London is once again. Now, we all know as a football club or as Arsenal fans, we've got 99 problems. Tottenham hotshot are not one of those. Today is to do and nothing like them dudes. We won the North London derby. Big up Zara in the building. We saying, my boy?
I'm good, man. I'm smiling again. I
can see the smile, man. It's beaming.
It's been stressing me out. This team has been stressing me out for what? It had been stressing me out for like a week or so, but I'm back to smiling. What a day it was. What a day it was yesterday, 2 days ago? Yesterday, 2 days ago.
We're so excited. We don't even remember when it was, but the most important thing is that we won.
There was only one thing that dampened the mood that day, the Declan Rice incident, but apart from that, it was perfect, bro. Perfect.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that because you could be referring to Declan Rice's mistake or what I think you're referring to, that fan being a bit of an idiot, but it is what it is. He's showing pictures of Declan Rice's wife, your wife, his own wife, if he's lucky enough to have one. He's probably cheating with an Arsenal fan, and let's hope that there is a bit of infidelity and she's pregnant. But let's move away from all of that, yeah, and let's obviously focus on stuff. I'm going to ask you off the bat now, obviously against Wolves, we're feeling sorry for ourselves. We know before the game we should have won. We know with the context of what happened in the game, being 2 goals up, we did not win. It was all doom and gloom. Now, it's crazy what another game week can kind of do because we beat Spurs and all those things. Are you bullish about the title? Do you still did it? Where was you at after Wolves? Did you think it was gone? Do you think, and if you did think it was gone, do you think it's back on now? Where are you at with all of that?
So after Wolves, I was very emotional. I try my hardest to stay as level-headed as I can when I'm looking at things, but then I let the emotions take over the actual brain side. I started listening to everybody on the street that somehow everyone has a crystal ball. They've already seen, they've rubbed it. They've already seen that City's winning every single game from here out and all that. So those are the people that I was getting, I was letting actually seep into my thing. So it wasn't a good performance. Let's not. I mean, we were what? We were 2-0 up. It wasn't a great performance, giving up a 2-goal lead. But stuff like that
First against 20th as well. No excuses.
Yeah, stuff like that happens sometimes. And the thing about life, right, and football in general is we live on the margins. That moment right there, Gabriel Raya moment right there. If
Facts.
So that's on Raya. So Raya in that situation, the goalkeeper is the primary in that situation that takes command. Raya, the second he decides that, all right, I'm coming out and getting this ball.
You have to make it happen.
He has to. So the first thing is you communicate. That is the first thing, right? Once you've decided I'm coming out, it's you scream, keeper, keeper, keeper. You make sure the entire stadium hears you that it's the keeper's ball.
And those in London.
There it is. Exactly. Outside the stadium and all that. Once you get up, once you've done that, you get up and you actually get the ball. I think the problem happened at the first part of that sequence, the keeper making it his own situation. I don't think Raya took command of that situation whatsoever.
You think Gabriel, for what it's worth, yeah, I agree with you. My biggest thing is whether it's Raya, whether it's Gabriel, you're both in it, and the mistakes happen, and it's further compounded us dropping points from winning positions. Like we dropped 21 points from winning positions. Like obviously, if we go win the Premier League, naturally that's something regardless that has to be addressed. But as much as I'm with you, and I think it's Raya, because for me, goalie's the eyes and the ears. You can see it. Everything you said there's bang on. You come out, you got to claim it. But for argument's sake, if he did claim it and Gabriel Magalhaes is not listening, then that's obviously him. Do you think Magalhaes, could there have been a reality where, on one hand, like you said with Raya, who did redeem himself, obviously, against Spurs, do you think Gabriel Magalhaes could have dealt with it, then shout at Raya later? Like, do you get where I'm going?
Yeah. I mean, if Magalhaes had dealt, if he had dealt, because I mean, Magalhaes had already decided himself that he was going. That's why that whole situation happened. So if he had happened to deal with it, and we gotten out of trouble in that situation, it's still a Raya situation. Magalhaes is still at fault in that situation. Deluded. I played cricket, right? They tell you in cricket, two guys, if a ball is hit up in the air, the guy's catching, if there's a guy running backwards and a guy running forwards for that one ball that went up in the air, the one in command is the guy running forwards, not the guy running backwards. Magalhaes was going backwards in that situation.
He ain't got eyes in the back of his head.
Exactly. So that, I mean, you get burnt in situations like that too. It was brutal, man, at the end of the game. So it people took it very hard, and also with what City's going on, with what's going on with City. But after that Wolves game happened, what happened in that Tottenham game was the most important thing in that situation, a response. If you have a situation like Wolves, right, you go there. Declan Rice was telling us, "Oh, we're yelling at each other in the dressing room and all that." I'm not interested in the talk. I'm not interested in the whole we're yelling at this.
That's you lot's business now. It's deliverance time.
This is all I'm interested. Deluded. I'll show you what I'm interested in. The result, the league table. Actually, it's taking too long. Whatever I was trying to do with it, but yeah,
no,
the result,
we get where you're coming from.
I don't care. I don't care about leadership lessons. If I want leadership lessons, I'll read a book. You know, I'm not gonna
book us at Robert Greene.
I'm not gonna freaking look at Sun interviews and all that and just win me games kind of thing. And they did it good, man. The Wolves game, upset about giving up goals. The Tottenham game, I literally have no complaint. I was looking for a complaint, bro. I don't. Nketiah, I thought was excellent.
We'll get on to Spurs. Save your Nketiah praise. Save all of that, yeah. And for what it's worth, I can big up Jalen, yeah. I can tell Jalen's obviously a footballing man, because the biggest thing is whether it's Raya or Magalhaes, it's happened in it. Them two have saved us many a time and all those things. But I do think, and I know I just said we're going to get into Spurs, and I promise everyone we're going to get into Spurs, but if there was one criticism, if anything, we should have kept a clean sheet. And we have seen patterns, not really isolated to Spurs, but the first goal went in. They say you're most vulnerable when you've just scored. We've conceded. Again, I know people, and I don't really want to talk about Spurs yet, yeah, but I know people are going to cry about the refereeing decisions, in it. But if we're honest, Spurs were better than we thought they would be. They weren't in the game. They capitalized on two mistakes, which we got to do better. Obviously, Declan Rice has shot himself in the foot, and then one goal was disallowed, which we'll definitely have a segment on that, yeah. But I think Jalen's right. Raya should, like what you're saying, Raya should have cleared Gabriel out the place. He obviously know it was Gabriel, so should have won the challenge. But you mentioned that, yeah, and I think obviously against Wolves, against Spurs, it was Rice. Obviously, between Gabriel and Raya against Wolves, it was them two. Zubimendi's had a couple, I'm sure, in the reverse game at the North London derby, as well as Man United. Yeah, and I saw this tweet, and this is why I kind of wanted to kind of part the Spurs thing off here, because we are speaking about patterns, the good, bad, and the ugly about our football club. In 2026 alone, Arsenal have conceded 4 goals in the Premier League as a result of silly mistakes. You did have Gabriel Magalhaes against Bournemouth, Zubimendi against United. You just mentioned Raya and Gabriel, and obviously Rice. Now, mistakes happen. It is what it is. But do you think that's what do you make of that? Because it's happened too many times for it to be like a one-off. Like, what do you make of that, and how do we address that, or is it just happens?
Listen, I that's the thing, right? Is that because we're Arsenal Football Club, this journalist has to do this to get his clicks, to get his thingies. So
even celebration police are out there with Gary Neville. Liverpool skulls kissed each other in a Manchester derby. Don't tell me my players are celebrating too much, especially when you saw what City were doing against Newcastle. But I cut you off, sir. Take it away, man.
I try my hardest not to read too much into it. Here's the reality about life, Deluded. If you've run, or if you've worked out, or if you play an activity, the more tired you get, the more the mental lapses are going to become. That's just how biology and anatomy and anatomy.
That's how life works.
Exactly. So it's your goal as a team, as a coach, is to try and minimize situations like this happening, through
and the players got a pattern up there.
Players being fit and all that and all. So having said that, I mean, I'm looking at it, right? This guy is pointing out that it's all in 2026, right? It's all in
It's probably a bit more
2026.
last season. Like I wouldn't say it's the same, but it's harsh. But
But
you could say
the ones
Zubimendi's
that
free
he's
kick.
highlighted, the ones that he's highlighted,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the ones he's highlighted, 2026.
This is what? This is 2026. We're only 2 months. We're almost only 2 months.
Three of them away from home.
These are 4 games, 4 different games that we've already had in 2026 where we've had a costly mistake. It's like, again, I'm not trying to read too much into it. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Could it be? Are we tired? Right?
I think it's a bit of everything, man.
For example, right? For example, we've already played. We've already played at this moment right now. We've already played more games than Manchester United will the entire season.
And also, I would say, Zara, as well, yeah, like obviously when you make mistakes in the middle third or the defensive third, obviously they are mistakes. They sting you in the arse, innit? But mistakes could be everything. Mistakes could be what Arteta's doing, not making the right passes. Probably in all of those games, yeah, there was many things, but like Martinelli, I'm sure against Bournemouth, he missed a sitter. These things are all mistakes and they happen in football. But I do think there's a pattern, whether it's, I do think lately this season, I feel there's a lot of cliches in football that we've not adhered to generally. And this is what makes me feel like if we just go up the gears with everything being said, yeah, we could get over the line. Like they say 1-0 is a dangerous scoreline. They say 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline. They say you're most vulnerable when you've just scored. They say football's a 90-minute game. These are things that have kind of stung us on the arse. But you probably are right in a sense that it is fatiguing games. It is fatiguing a lot of kind of game states and whatnot.
But also what you started alluding to, again, let's take, for example, Viktor Gyökeres, because of the position he plays up in the field, right? Because of the position where he plays in the field, Gyökeres, we can take one game. We can take one game, for example, against Manchester United. Gyökeres can make 30,000 mistakes in that game, right? And at the end of it, if we win 1-0, if it's someone else that puts us as 1-0, 30,000 mistakes, one game, his mistakes go completely unnoticed because of where he's at in the field, right? It will take a lot for us to actually be burnt by his mistakes. So a guy like that can be afforded to make multiple mistakes. Whereas, let's take, for example, David Raya, because of where he plays in the field, right? We're all humans. Gyökeres has made 30. He's already made 30 mistakes in that one game. If David Raya makes one mistake in that one game, he pays a way bigger fine than Gyökeres' 30 mistakes. So it's just unfortunate that it's the nature of the business that these guys, because of the place where they take up, the position where they're taken up in the field and all that, their mistakes are magnified to a grand level when in actual reality, Deluded in a game, it's full of mistakes by everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So exactly. And that's how football works. Like the only time you can't make a mistake is if you don't do anything. And as much as I'm critical, we also have to remember all players are human. The ball literally has to go from one end to the other. It's not played stationary. These kind of things happen. Before I forget, Zara, as well, one thing I wanted to ask you, because you said it in like a lighting comment about player meetings and things. Now, on one hand, I do think the players have to have their own meeting. Obviously, Arteta is the one that governs the ship. They're all riding with him. They're all doing those things. But anyone that's been in a sporting dressing room, it's not that the real dressing room, but when the manager's out of the room, who's governing, that's where the team is really shown. And I can sit here and praise many a thing about Mikel Arteta. I can be critical about a lot of things, but also I do think the best players sort themselves out. So when I hear things like player meetings and things like that, I like that. Sometimes you need to have it out without the coaching staff and things of that ilk. But then if I play devil's advocate, obviously we're removed from it now because we beat Spurs. It's kind of hunky-dory, but mid-season, with us dropping 21 points from winning positions, getting a bit of nerves with the title race, do you think it's concerning that there was a player meeting of sorts?
So that meeting, I had 2 different interpretations of it before the Spurs game and after the Spurs game. Before this, when that stuff happened, because I was just angry. Anything that was coming out of Arsenal that was not a result, that was
win games.
End of the extraterrestrial stuff. I went in on Declan Rice. I called him a clip farmer. I called him he's clip farming. He's aura farming. All those names with the little clips and all that. I was upset, even with the
And
whole
then
meeting.
he
I'm
recovered
like,
in the
bro,
second half. He made a mistake. He added fuel to the
I'm like,
fire.
bro, you guys are doing all these meetings, win games for me. Then after I've actually calmed down and I'm using my actual brain, in reality, as you pointed out, that is actually where that is where the true fabric of the team lies. When the coach is out of there,
Exactly. I
who
like that
then
fabric.
who takes command, who then brings everybody together, kind of thing, man. Because let me tell you something: a boss, a boss to subordinate relationship, a boss to subordinate relationship is completely different to a mandem to mandem relationship.
Facts.
So it's being able to maximize that situation where and get the best out of people, where the gaffer is removed and it's just the players themselves. Bro, there might be other players. There might be other players that are shy, scared of Arteta. That who knows? We're all different as human beings. We react differently to different people. Then all of a
Yeah, but
sudden,
some of the biggest voices in that dressing room, we might not ever know. Because for
yeah,
argument's sake, I'm exaggerating, but Tommy Setford's name could hold weight. Third choice keeper,
yeah,
young boy. When he
yeah,
talks, people can listen. But this is what
yeah,
I'm getting at.
yeah. And then once Arteta leaves, you know, other people can start flourishing. Other characters come out of their thing and they feel more, feel more involved in all that. So I like it. I so realistically speaking, it's good that that's going on. It shows that there's strong fabric, strong bond, and all that. But after losses, I'm probably gonna be cussing them meetings left, right, and center kind of deal until we win our next game and I've calmed down. But yeah, I mean, it's good to hear that Rice is. I mean, I called him names, Orifam, and all that, but the kid is a leader. You can't deny it. The kid's a leader. He's always talking. People admire him. His teammates like him. His teammates look up to him. That's
Big bollocks.
that's all part and parcel of being a proper leader.
And this is what I've got time for as well, because even though
Yeah,
like people
there
are
you
not
go,
trying to make
Fabian
this.
Delph.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Fabian Delph. Exactly. There might be a man that is very silent, but like Iniesta, like I've watched and listened to Pep Guardiola's autobiography when he was at Barcelona, and he said Iniesta would very rarely speak, and he said one time he was considering quitting Barcelona, like in his initial days. He's doing the tactics, he's doing the training, but he's doubting himself, and he's like, Iniesta would never say anything. He came into my dressing room and he just randomly said like the tactics are fucking brilliant. That gave him stuff. Obviously, you've got the Magaleses and Rices. Like we've all played ball. Them man are probably gonna shout.
They're the
You've got
vocal
someone
ones.
like Saliba that might just open his mouth when he needs to. There might be someone that you never really hear, but because they never say anything. When they do say something, everybody's like, wow. And that's what you need, isn't it? And even with the kind of going back to what we said about mistakes, yeah. Rice, you made your mistake. Raya, you made your mistake. Magalhaes, you made your mistake. But you've saved us more times than not. And 9 times out of 10, you man have made mistakes and got us out of jail in 1-2 games. Newcastle away comes to mind. Bournemouth comes to mind. I'm a bit off topic, I'm a bit scared at times with Arsenal because I feel at home we're a bit nervy. Away from home we do well, and then we don't quite manage the whole 90 minutes. But collectively, individually, it's a mixed bag. End of the day, we've got 10 games left. Just get over the line, in it, people, man. I did want to ask you.
It's like so before we move on that. So it's like the whole it's like the whole situation with us right now with Odegaard. How people don't understand, us fans, most of the fans don't understand how Odegaard's a captain and all that and thing. Yeah,
did well off the bench.
We don't see what the hell's going on at Colney, right? All we do is watch games. He may not be the ones that we see shouting. The ones that we see shouting during the games, Magalhaes and Rice. But
and the thing is,
Odegaard
Odegaard
might be doing.
He's not like the prototype of a British captain, yeah. And I understand if you think Gabriel Rice should be captain. I understand if you've got question marks over Odegaard's form, little good cameo off the bench. But one thing I don't disagree, and I think it's more match going fans. It's not that he's just there for 90 minutes. He is doing all of that and geeing up the troops. And like you said there, how do we know that these lot are not riding for Odegaard, or if he's not got the biggest, his name holds weight? There's got to be a reason he's captain. For me, everybody lead by example. Like, and do you know how I think a lot of people are dishonest about Odegaard's captaincy, and I'm a bit hypocritical of what I just said. A lot of people, there's logic. Okay, I don't really think he's the captain. Maybe the pressure could go off him. I'm not speaking to those balanced fans. A lot of fans, it's just Odegaard is not doing the business. When he's doing the business, nobody doesn't really care that he's captain. Generally, we've tried 5 or 6 guys in that 10 row. So we need to figure things out. But yeah,
that's life in general. That's I wasn't at when we're winning. I'm not analyzing. When we're losing, that's when I now start seeing that Declan Rice, your aura. It looks like your aura farming here. You know.
That's what happened to Aubameyang, isn't it? Like you can be late and like Arteta obviously has to be strict in that, but when you're doing the business, he can cut you a bit more of a rope. When you're not doing the business, it's looking a bit mad. And like you said, unfortunately, if life was fair, we'd all have a lot less. Everything, people get treated differently. You know, Gabriel Magalhaes makes a mistake. I might have less energy for. I don't know. He's not in the squad anymore. But if a Mustafi made a mistake because of the track kind of record, unfortunately, that's just a product of human nature. Zar, there's a reason you're here beyond the obvious, yeah? Talk to me before I ask you about this kind of stuff, or you can go on it if you want. I need all your thoughts on Spurs, man. Everything Arsenal Spurs.
He comes from Sweden. The girls are very nice. Bro, are you mad?
He dumped his girlfriend to play you red or what?
Bro, is this the guy? Is this the guy that people were telling me was a flop?
He's doing it all in jeans. All right.
Is this the guy that people were telling me he plays football in fucking Timberlands? Is this the guy? Sorry, I wish I could scream. I think they might be recording in the room next door, so I can't really scream loud. So I just pretend I'm screaming it. Bro, I was trying to think back, striker-wise. That might have been just all-around performance, dude. That might have been the best striker performance I have seen from an Arsenal player since probably like Aubameyang days. That was crazy.
It goes without saying. Do you think that's Gyökeres' best performance in an Arsenal shirt?
Best performance in an Arsenal shirt by far. It had everything, Deluded. It had everything.
Even if you minus the goals, he was brilliant.
Yeah, the goals, defensively, brilliant. He build up in the mix. He's the one that
mentality was there.
Whose goal was it? Was it Eze's? It was Eze's. When he did the flick, he flicked it into Saka. Saka, then boom. He was involved in everything.
Him and Eze got a great relationship as well, man.
He could have gotten another. Yep, him and Eze playing well together. That's another thing to keep note of. He could have had another assist with the.
He could have had a hat trick early, like in the first 10 minutes. He had the chance where
it was like 5 minutes. Yeah, it was like 5 minutes in. It was like 5 minutes in.
A couple of chances. Trossard tried to be a hero and ballooned it. Saliba maybe could have done better with his header. Gyökeres had an effort. So yeah, man.
The Saliba one should have been. That's the one I was thinking of. Should have been an assist right there when he squared it.
Well, Gyökeres got the flick. Gyökeres got the flick.
Shot in the first. It was in the first like 2-3 minutes. Might have been like 5 minutes or so. The shot in the first 5 minutes that he almost
had a chance, a decent one.
Bro, he was just unbelievable. He was unbelievable. Then this now, it's like, this is, I'm praying that this has come at the right time, because my brother, if we get that for the next 10 games, I'm asking just for that kind of level, for 10 games, Deluded, well, this running, we're fine. I'm not even worried. If he can give me that for 10 games, I am not worried.
Would you extend that to all of our attackers? Because our attackers haven't carried this team. I feel our midfield has, our defense defo has. Like Eze, I don't want to go far and say he's coming into form, but maybe you're coming into form. If there was a form player of Arsenal in 2026 so far, it is Mr. Gyökeres. Trossard, Nelly, we're kind of at where we're at. Do they need to carry us over the line now?
Trossard, the one that's dropped a little. I think Trossard's dropped a little bit.
Naturally,
Trossard's had a little bit of a dip. Martinelli's Martinelli.
Nelly's just Nelly, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing Martinelli.
Did well with Hincapié in the build-up to Gyökeres' second, though, when they disarmed Spence. Obviously, it went to Odegaard. Gyökeres against Spence, it's no contest, and it's an
yeah. The one that killed off. Who's the one that?
Yeah, man.
Martinelli's the one that got the ball back. Martinelli's the one that got the ball back, but it's Gyökeres. Gyökeres is the only one out of our attackers that's actually firing. Saka isn't firing. I mean, he got the assist. He got the assist for the Eze goal, but I mean, I need more. I feel like Spence had him. He pretty much had him.
Nah, man. I disagree, man. That we're gonna go back onto Gyökeres, yeah. But I tried to have a bit of structure to this, yeah. But we'll get back into all of this. But I disagree with that, man. Like, I know we need to. Yeah, that was Saka's best game in a minute. I think it was a good battle with him and Spence. Obviously, he got the assist. I think he was a constant threat to Spurs. I think he died out in the second half. I feel with Saka, obviously, we need goals. We need assists. I've just said
I need to watch
my
that. I need
attackers
to
to do
watch
what they
that
did.
game again.
No, you have to. That was his best game in a while. I do think some of Saka's best games in the last 2 years have been without goals, man. Like, I do think he had a very good game against. I was actually, and I rarely say this to you. For once, I was very impressed with everybody up front or in attacking areas, whether they scored or not. And just as a team, we smelt blood, we boxed smart. I think Saka had a good game. Obviously, the only thing I could be critical of Bukayo is, he did have some chances, he didn't bag, and it just felt like it was in his day. On another day, it probably doesn't fall to Eze for his.
So that's why I said I need to go watch that game again, because I think that's what's seeping in. He easily should have had 2 goals in that game. And that's what's seeping into my mind. The chances that he missed are the ones that I'm remembering more than the other smaller things that he did. So I do, in fairness, I will go reassess. I'll go. So I just saw those stats. It's those stats. I thought he was average, but those stats ain't
and he had
average.
the most touches in their box as well, man.
That means that my eyes need to go. That's the thing, man. You miss things. You watch the.
You do need goals though, initially from Bukayo.
When you're watching emotionally, so you miss a lot of things. The second watch is where you pick up these kind of things that he took on. How he completed 46 take-ons.
Even completely off topic, but Eze's movement, like when Gyökeres is first, that ball from Timber, Eze's made a decoy run for Gyökeres to go and get on that.
When he came across, he came this way.
Eze's 2 goals, as dumb as it sounds, it's like buying a raffle ticket to win the lottery. Like Eze's 2 goals, he just followed his run. His first goal, Kulu Mwani switched off. His second goal, he's just obviously been in the right place at the right time.
The first one is the
and that's where I think to give Spurs some credit, their structure was there. But then I feel when you have a structure and you've obviously worked all week on what position you need to be in, I think you get into a false sense of security and remembering that you need to follow runners. And I don't think they did. I think for the first half, they kind of pressed Zubi and Rice, forced us to kind of get the ball in different areas, but we just overloaded them. Our wingers were getting in the box. I think in the first half, Timber and Nkapie created the most chances. Like we're just a class above them, bro.
Nkapie is the one that I really need to touch.
Bad boy performance from him, man.
I was that guy. I was in. And it's unfortunate that it didn't really his performance really didn't show up statistically through either a goal or an assist, but he was unbelievable. He didn't put a foot wrong. Actually, he should have had an assist, because I think he's the one that for the Gyökeres, because it was on the left side. I assume it was either him or Trossard.
Him and Raya arguably man of the match displays. Obviously, Eze and Gyökeres got races, so it is what it is.
So it goes to Eze thingy, but I would go Nkapie, Raya with that miraculous, bro, 3-2.
Spider-Man thing, the Spider-Man thing he did.
3-2.
And again, because I've been critical of Raya away from home.
That was 83rd. That was 83rd.
Wolves and Brentford, I'm sure, Raya, I wasn't happy with you, but big performance from you. You deserved the clean sheet. Obviously, Rice shot you in the foot there.
There's a chance we would have been having a completely different conversation today, bro, if it wasn't for that. Because that ball went through his legs. It went through his legs. Boom, turns around.
That goes in. Their goal isn't disallowed. It might be a different kind of game. We might have scored more. We might have dropped points.
What do you think of that the Kolo Muani? Because it's we had a situation where
you want to know what I think, Zell?
Wait, there was who was it for us? That was it Newcastle?
I did a video on this. Yeah.
It was it the Newcastle one that was?
It was. There you go. Newcastle away is a great example, because do you remember when there was like 3 actions as to why the Newcastle goal shouldn't have stood? Magalhaes is pushed by Joe Linton. The ball's gone out. Man are offside. There's bare things. That was 2 seasons ago, I believe. Last season, better yet, last year, earlier this season, the same incidents happened with Magalhaes, and it's not been given. The broader question is, I know people are going to say, same old Arsenal, always cheating. It shows that there's inconsistencies. Now, for Magalhaes, laughing a joke, we rattled Spurs, we got away with it. I understand it, because when you've tried to be a bit honest, like when it happened with Joe Linton, you wasn't giving it. So sometimes you have to get your hands dirty to live clean. You done what you needed to do. End of the day, it's premeditated by Kolo Muani. Soft or not, obviously I don't want to see that in the game. But you're told in Sunday League, don't give a man a decision to make. You keep your hands to yourself. That goal's not given. On another day, Magalhaes, can we be a bit more smarter with it? And a lot of fans are hypocrites, because The same kind of thing happened with, they're saying he's a diver. What the hell was Romero doing against Liverpool? We're going to get decisions that go for us and go against us. Let's not lie to ourselves. Anfield last season or the season before, Odegaard should have probably had a handball. Magalhaes maybe could have been in problems in this game when he's put elbows to Waltmade. There was a game where Marino's unfortunate not to get 2 yellow cards. And again, we've seen Rice sent off for 2 yellow cards. I've seen in 2 weeks, Foden and obviously Bernardo Silva get away with it. Every player play acts. Every player tries to win fouls. Every player does all of these things. This is football. You're going to get decisions that go for you and against you. And if I'm honest with you, Zah, I don't give a flying fuck, because when I've done a video about this, because when Arsenal fans were saying, when Arsenal fans were saying referees, there's inconsistencies, we were told shut up, control the controllables. So you lot do your thing, innit? You lot do your thing, because you don't want consistency. You just don't like the fact that Arsenal benefited from this. And even that, you're making it become, that's now becoming the point of the game, the turning point and whatever. Everyone conveniently forgets the referee is messing around with his battery pack, and that's taking the sting out of things. What did Spurs create? Apart from the 2 mistakes, one that went unpunished, and obviously the goal they got, what did they create? They just can't take the fact that Arsenal won. It's jarring, Zah. I don't want to hear that, because we're told control what you can control. We did. Take that up with PGMOL. I never saw it. I haven't seen the replay.
Letter of the law. Letter of the law. Is it a foul? Yes. 2 hands on the back of somebody. Yes. Was it soft? Yes. Will I take the foul?
If that went against us, great.
Absolutely. That's the thing, man. Those are the marginal calls. Those are the subjective ones where, as you pointed out, this game it went this way. That game it goes that way. I guess we gotta try somehow.
In today's day and age,
we gotta try somehow find some consistency there, but I don't know how, bro. Because that's the pushing stuff is tough to determine.
They don't want consistency
and stuff like that.
They don't want consistency.
But I mean, I'll take it. That battery just alluded.
If I was Spurs, I'd be fuming. They don't want consistency, bro. We see the same incidences week in, week out, even 2 game weeks on a Saturday and a Sunday with different results. I always say this. They say in the Premier League, we've got the best managers, the best players, the best fans, the best everything and whatnot, and all the money. Why is the rest mediocre? These men are businessmen. It adds to the product. Now, we don't care, and we're probably not tapped into the media right now.
There is the key point right there, Deluded.
They're doing ref watch.
There is the key point right there, Deluded. The controversy adds to the top, the revenue. The controversy. Without the controversy, man, there's no point. Because now with the controversy, TV eats for a week. TV eats for a week. Everybody now is watching for the next mistake.
And there's nothing. There's just that and ref and celebration police like Gary Neville. But we'll have that. This is why we just need to win and shut people up, bro. So the ref, hold that. I've seen too many decisions go against my football club, not just in the last 4 years under Mikel Arteta trying to fight for a league, but just in general during the Emirates era, and even going back to how our Invincibles era ended. I'm not even trying to cry wolf. I'm just on controlling the controllables. Obviously, if the shoes reversed, and that happens against Arsenal, of course I'm going to be fuming. I've said this numerous times on YouTube. I'd be fuming. But then that's a 2-minute flashpoint. What did we do in the other moments? Did you ever dominate possession at Arsenal? Did you score more goals? Did you really put Raya beyond that Richarlison chance under pressure? No, you didn't. The reason people are saying Spurs in the game is you looked a lot more tactically sharper than you did under Thomas Frank. There was a tiny bit more desire. You got your little Tifo out. You got Dele Alli on at halftime. Your commentator, the announcers doing the cringy thing, saying Arsenal are nervous, we're calm. And then you lost 4-1. Again.
Yep.
Fair play.
Now we're the bad guys. You alluded to something that I wanted to touch on. To something that I wanted to touch on. That refereeing situation with the battery pack was insane. 2 stoppages of 10 minutes. Bro, what were we doing? How were we playing football? How were we playing football 20 years ago?
Why is that
How
not
were we playing football 30 years ago? How are we playing football 40 years ago? How are we playing football 50 years ago, 60 years ago? Football's been going on for 100 years. We didn't have mics 100 years ago. Bro, put your fucking flag up. You don't need a fucking mic. Why? Just play. That was insane. That game, it was 17 minutes. Deluded. The 2 stoppages, I believe, took up almost, because the one in the first half was probably like almost 7 minutes, 8 minutes.
It wielded everybody in the stadium and around the world.
And then it was at the start of the second half, right? Yeah, it was the start of the second half. Start of the second half. We're just sitting there waiting for another 8 or so minutes. 16 minutes for a change of battery. 16 minutes because an IFB wasn't working. That's absolute madness, bro. if an IFB ain't working, the game shouldn't stop. If they want to fucking communicate, put your flag up and scream to the referee. You don't need to talk to the microphone. It's absolutely crazy.
And this is the thing,
because it ruins not only the momentum. I mean, players can get injured. You go from playing.
That's why you saw you're in the game. You know, kicking the ball around, keeping the blood flowing, still in their legs and whatnot.
You go from in the game to all of a sudden going cold for 15 minutes. Then all of a sudden you're meant to just get up to the game intensity. Just like, yeah, it was crazy. It was insane, man.
And you see, and again, the North London derby, that's not the first time. Granted, I can't sit here and say I remember all of them, but 100% there has been times where we've all been watching Premier League games in the last few years, and that's maybe not as long, but that same flapping around with the technology has been there. You're smart enough. There's too much money in the game. There's too much businessmen for them to not fix that, and obviously fix the inconsistencies with decisions. This is by design. They want this, but focusing on what we can control. Yeah. What's your target for Gyökeres in the Premier League? Because he's got 36 games, in all comps, 15 goals. That translates to, obviously, he's played 45 minutes in the FA Cup, got 3 goals in 1 game in the League Cup, got 4 in 6 in the Champions League, and he's got 10 Premier League goals in 26. Surely if he gets 15, we save a bit of face.
Yeah.
Obviously, he would love him to get 20, but 10 games left, 10 goals is probably a bit wishful thinking. What's your target for him?
Saving face. There's nothing to save face about Deluded. The guy that I was told was the Henri regen, the greatest striker ever, and the guy that I was told is a bum and plays in Timberlands. They're on the same amount of goals. but to the actual question,
and I'm a bit shameless. He's our third choice striker. Kai Marino fit. He might play ahead of them. I'm shameless. Not bad for a man playing in jeans, man.
To your actual question, now, to be honest, what 2026 has done now, it's warping my perception of reality. 2026, Gyökeres is warping my perception of.
We're not just focusing on when he comes off, the other team goes forward. Like he's come a long way, man.
Gyökeres, 2026 Gyökeres has me thinking from now until the end of the season, he can score a goal a game. So that would be my target. That would be my target. I mean, 5 to be realistically, 5, another 5 until the end of the league. That is another 5 to the end of the season would be good. We have 10 games left, so yeah, 5 will be okay. I'm now thinking he can maybe do 10, 12. 10, 12. I mean, the guy with the way he's performing, with the way that that ball striking was looking during that game, man, it really has me. This is the position that I want to be Deluded. This is the position that I want to be in every game week, where my team wins. They give me a good performance. I'm on cloud 9, and I just start saying some wild shit because it's what's going on the field is making me happy. This is a good place to be. I can start demanding and saying Gyökeres 12, 15 goals. But in actual reality,
5. No, I think he'll hit 12. I think he hit 12. He'll easily hit 12. Like, that's 2 more goals, man. There's enough games. He's in a good moment.
I'm saying 12 more. I wasn't talking about 12 total. I'm talking about 22 total is where you can hit.
I mean, maybe in all comps, he might be able to bag that. We're still in all comps.
I'm talking about the league. I'm talking about the league, dog.
You need some hat tricks and some braces and some
you see, that's why I gave it a one thing. So, you give it a hat trick here, you're banging a hat trick there, score 1, and the next game you can take 1 off, then score a brace and all that. He's looking good. The point is, the greater point is now I can say some wild stuff because I genuinely, there were times, again, I don't like listening to these guys online, but there were times where I was looking and I'm like, maybe these guys.
He's looking dark.
Maybe he does wear Timberlands when he played football. But that whole the position that he's put me in now, that's all gone. That's why I'm saying now I'm in delusion. And now I'm in delusional mode. I mean, as your name says, I'm delusional. 12 more.
And you know what? He just needs 3 more goals to become the most prolific striker under Arteta, yet they call him a flop. That might raise in question what we feel about Arteta with attackers, but it does put things into perspective slightly.
So the thing about Arteta, that's the thing, right? Is that it's these guys came and played during a period of Arsenal where we're thirsty, where you don't, reality goes away with these numbers. These are great numbers for opening season, all that. Reality goes away because we were desperate for trophies. It's our banter era and all that. So unless you bring a trophy, none of these matters. But if you take off that aspect away, where if we're actually just analyzing properly, none of this Arsenal lens on bottlers nonsense, bro. Coming from a different country, a different league, your first season, the most competitive league on the planet, the most physical league on the planet, coming into a new system. Everybody talks about how tactically demanding Arteta's style of play is.
Psychologically as well, man. He looks like he does.
Football
Notice,
is.
yeah, sorry to cut you off, but notice how when he scores, he's straight off immediately doing that. There was times he kind of had to be pushed. You're right, man. It's a culture shock, whether it's the system, the excitement with us needing a striker, the ants in the pants of us wanting to get over the line, the question marks about the attackers, a bit of naivety from some fans that think you just slap any attacker
just in the system and do it.
He's going mad. His sporting numbers. And he actually said it as well. He's like, my sporting thing didn't work out. Coventry, there was question marks. His biggest strength is he can react to adversity. This guy's got massive bollocks, mate.
That is what I'll give Gyökeres. That is what I'll give Gyökeres.
Big fucking nuts,
my brother. This guy is the most. I don't use these words lightly. He might be the most. Again, I always say this. People that follow Barstool. People that follow Barstool will understand what I mean when I say this in this thing where I say Mikel Arteta is the Dave Portnoy. Mikel Arteta is the Dave Portnoy of football. Which
is explain that to me, whatever sport
to explain it to you, Dave. So my boss Dave, bro, this guy, there's no middle ground. It's either he's the most polarizing man here in media. Arteta's the same way, whether it's justified or not. I'm not saying it's justified for Arteta, because if you actually look at it, Arteta's an excellent human being. He's a family man and all that. It's just people don't like how he looks or how he tactically think. Then all of a sudden, because his tactics are bad, all of a sudden he's a bad human being. That's not how life works. It's either you love him or you hate him. There's no middle grounds. There's no guys that are indifferent. That's Dave. It's either you love him, and the people that hate Dave here hate him. Arteta's the same way. Gyökeres falls into that bracket. And them, I'm saying him and Arteta in football right now, they are the number one most talked about people in football. Period. It's crazy.
So madness.
Where it's
go on.
Polarizing. Yeah, no, sorry. Go ahead.
We need to talk about, like, obviously I've spoken about Eze. I want to hear your thoughts on Eze, but considering people have had question marks about Gyökeres and obviously Eze as well, some of it is agenda, a lot of it definitely on, these conversations and whatnot were quite balanced. But between them, they've got 28 GA. So how do you feel about that? And what do you make of Eze? And it goes back to what I asked you, like, is it time for our attackers, like the collective attacking unit, to start going through these purple patches and getting us over the line?
Same situation as Gyökeres. He himself said it in an interview that I'm learning a lot from Arteta. He's unlocking different parts of my brain that I did not know existed. It is very demanding coming from another team that plays a completely different system and being thrown into a completely different system, in Arteta's system, that is completely different and hard to comprehend. And then also players are players. They're individual human beings, right? So he has his habits that he's been doing his whole life. I'm not saying they're good or bad, but that's what makes you you. There are things that you do that you're predictable in that way. You're predictable in that way. That's what makes you Za, or that's what makes you Deluded. That's what makes you Eze, kind of thing. So, and it's now trying to gel those things into the Arteta system. I mean, defensively, there was talk of his pressing, him not being up to speed with the demands when we don't have the ball. It takes time to get used to stuff like that. He's working with different people.
A prominent kind of feature over 90 minutes. Like against Spurs, when you watch the game again, obviously he's got 2 goals. There's been some neat little passes. But there's a lot of short little give and goes, man. I was really impressed.
The interlinking, and that comes over time. Getting used to your teammates, getting used to how they play and all that. And again, because of the situation we're in, we were demanding maverickness from this guy from the get-go when in all honesty, it could take a season. It could take a season to adjust. And the fact that this far in with with he's been playing more minutes in different competitions as he's used to. He's playing more games. He's used to at Palace. He was a 1 game a week guy. Now there's 3 games a week at Arsenal and all that. You gotta get all these things factor.
And you're one of many great attackers now.
Yeah, all these things factor into transitioning and all that. And with all that, you hope that you start getting more of these. The more comfortable he gets, you start getting more of these Spurs-esque performances more frequent. Because I mean, he was brilliant. He was brilliant, bro. He was brilliant. The positions that he took up in the field, as you said, interlinking with Gyökeres, even with Saka, it was absolutely brilliant. I think.
Let me ask you that as well, yeah. Let me ask you that, like, because obviously we're on the topic of Eze, yeah. Like, Eze is one thing. I'll get back onto him in a second, but with Gyökeres, yeah, I don't think it's and the people are not calling Saka greedy anymore. I don't think it's a thing of your teammates didn't trust you, but realistically, everybody's played Sunday League. You they see you in training and they believe in you, but you kind of have to earn their trust. Like, and again, a bit of it is relationship building because Arteta has been speaking about they need to find him. And as you said, it takes a minute. But I do think they're looking for Gyökeres a lot more. They're trusting Gyökeres a lot more. I just wanted to get your viewpoint on that. Did you ever feel that was a thing? And if so, do you feel he's earned their trust now? Because for me, above all, psychologically, the pennies drop for Gyökeres. You look like whether this is a purple patch or you go and bag. He looks like, cool, I'm an Arsenal player now. Like, I'm meant to be here. Before, it looked like there was a bit of an adjustment. And I would also say that applies to Eze as well. But I wanted to get your thoughts on that, man.
So the trust, the point that I really want to touch on is that trust part. Was it a trust thing? That's why I don't know. I hope it wasn't. In reality, it could have. It could have, because it takes time to trust somebody. It's somebody new. This is somebody new coming into the team. You've already had our team has been a group for we've had this group for what, for the last 5 or so, 5, 6 years or so, and all that. You got somebody new
passes than he ever had in the North London derby.
More, there you go. It's like, so somebody new comes in. It's gonna take time to adjust to that person. Could there be a trust element in terms of the player himself? Possibly, because guess what? If I pass you the ball, right? I'm human again, right? I'm playing with Gyökeres. First game I'm playing with Gyökeres. If I pass him the ball and he just puts it into row Z, I pass him the ball again, he puts it into row Z again. These are 2 mistakes, right? I know that, yes, it's a mistake, but in my mind, it's going to play in the back of my head, where if I'm in a situation, Deluded, 3 on 1, I have the ball, I have Saka to my right, I have Gyökeres to my left. Brother, I'm going to remember this motherfucker skied the thing 2-3 times.
And he works his nuts off.
And I'm going to go right. Whether this one might be the actual clearer, easier pass. The one to Gyökeres might be the clearer, easier pass. But because of conscience, trust and all that. So you do have a point. It could have been a trust thing. And I think it was, because I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, or my brain is seeing things that aren't there. Is trying to see things that aren't there. But if I'm not mistaken, I forgot who came out publicly about. Someone spoke publicly in a press conference about them not feeding. I think it might have been Arteta or one of the players. And they answered that.
Rice has backed him. I remember after Bournemouth, he's like, he will score, he will do this, he will do that. And that's one thing I always thought it would work.
That's when it changed. There was
even the one of those game, interviews, it just changed. But you couldn't have smoke for him.
Yeah.
He's doing his thing. Obviously, big up Hincapié.
I did want to ask you.
It takes time. And that's, unfortunately, football fans fail to understand. We don't have logical aspects, and things take time, bro. Like, they don't care about that. Like, because and I understand it for fans like you, me, a lot of people in the chat. Obviously, we're armchair experts, but we kind of understand that we can have an opinion. There might be a different reality, and there's also other variables. Also, we don't know what's going on in my man's life. Like, you could sign for a new club and have all the struggles on the pitch that Gyökeres had. You're lonely off it. God forbid, but there could be things going on in your personal life. We don't know. We accept a lot of things at face value as football fans, but that's the industry we're in. I have to ask you, those are like, I can't remember who I was streaming with, but I did ask them, and I want to do this with you, yeah. Off the bat, like off the bat,
I
it's
think
just
I know
win
what
loss.
you want to do.
It's just win, lose, draw, bro. Like, we're gonna focus on the Premier Minute. So forget the champs, forget the FA Cup. Obviously, we know we've got 2 games against City, including one in the League Cup, yeah. But
I don't like when you're doing. I don't like
doing
how
it, but the fans them have
I don't like the
demanded this.
timing of when you're doing this, because the chat's gonna be on me. If this would have been completely different if you gave me last week, but anyway, I'll do it.
Yeah, no, but exactly, and I don't like to do this myself, but the chat have demanded this in it, so it makes sense. Just simply win, lose, draw in it. We'll start with Chelsea. Win, lose, draw.
Win.
You see, God forgive me, chat forgive me. And there's not, and please listen to what I'm saying. There's no logic behind this, because I know we're at home, we're better than Chelsea, we have to win, we've had their number, all of these kind of things. Yeah, I'm nervous. I think it might be an L. There's no logic to my nerves, so I've gone that off the bat in it. I want them to prove me wrong.
No, that's fair.
I'm a bit nervous. Maybe they're due a win. I am nervous. I'm gonna go L for Chelsea.
That's
right in a way.
That's where I think our L will come. That is a typical Arsenal. That's Wolves right there. That is a typical Arsenal kind of game where you get past Chelsea, everybody's on the highest of high. We're singing the title, hey, this, that, and then God just gets his stick and just boom, gives us one of those to bring us back to reality. I am very nervous about that Brighton game.
You see what it is with Brighton, yeah? Because on one hand, I know form goes out the window, form's poor and whatnot, but Brighton have put a spanner in the works. This is why, yeah, I almost had borderline arrogance in the build-up to the Spurs game, not just because it's Spurs and, away from the bullish chat. I just think I've come to expect what my boys are doing. I know we lost against Man United, but I expect you to turn up in it. I expect you to turn up in the North London derby. I expect you to turn up in every Premier League game. That one day against Brighton's just handling business. I think we're going to beat Brighton. I think it's going to be nervy moments. We might need Raya to pop off 1-2 chances. We might even have to come from behind. I'm going to go with a nervy 2-1 victory. So I've gone with an L for Chelsea. I've gone with a W for Brighton. Talk to me about Everton.
Everton at home, I think we can get over the line with that one. At home, I feel confident. I haven't watched Everton. I haven't watched Everton. Actually, the last time I watched Everton was yesterday. I watched the Everton Man United game. They lost 1-0. I haven't watched Everton fully in a while, but I think we can do that. At home, I'm not worried. I'm not too worried.
It's a weird one because at home, I feel we shoot ourselves in the foot, but generally I'm cool. Away from home, I feel I've been generally this season, I've probably been a bit more critical of Arsenal, so it's a weird one. Normally, if you asked me that last season, like if we did it whenever the Everton game, I would have said a draw. And I do think we know David Moyes can throw a spanner in the works. I'm going to go W. I'm going to go convincing W. I don't know what the scoreline means and all of that kind of stuff, but convincing W.
The away games, man, what's making me nervous about the away games is that just the general talk of the town on the streets, man. Anytime we're showing up, bro, anytime we are showing up to anybody's ground, people have energy for us. They have energy for us. It is their Super Bowl. It is their Super Bowl.
I love that.
And then
against the world. Let's do this.
Everyone else is firing them up. The Gary Nevilles are like, come on, Brighton. You can do it. You can do it. They get up for it and all that. So that's why the away games.
Tell you no one cares about Arsenal.
The away games, every single away game we're gonna have from now until the end of the season is gonna have a lot of spice in it because each and every one of these teams want to be the one. They want to be the one that people will then go back to and say, oh, they bottled it at this one, they bottled it at that one. So we got to
bring it on, man. If you're a boxer and you've got the heavyweight belt, everyone's gonna come for you, man. Come for the champs, man. Let's do this, man. We don't need no link ups with no one.
My question is, do my guys have the minerals? That is my question to my
And
guys.
don't forget, we've got 2 Champions League games to come and all of that. But if they've got, they have to prove they've got the minerals in it. Mikel Arteta, you said we have to enjoy it. Declan Rice, you've done a lot of chattings. Everybody's done a lot of chattings, and I'm not saying it's wrong.
Enjoy, bro.
Go get it done. Go get it done. You've worked so hard, and I don't think we've quite clicked to the level I want to see us click at this point this season, but I accept it. And that's actually praise for you lot, because we've criticized the manager's tactics, game management, this player, that player. You know, we've conceded a lot of goals after we've just scored. Apologies, people, for that. We've conceded a lot of 90-minute dramatic goals, but despite all of the good, bad, and the ugly, look at the position you're still in. Don't get it twisted. I did feel the title was over against Wolves, probably a bit emotional. I feel anything less than 3 points in the North London derby is what it is. And I know there's different realities, but for me, I need you to win every game. I need you to at least win every game going into the City game. I know there's a reality where you could lose to City and win the league, or beat City and not win the league. And I do think everyone's going to drop points, but it's a mad thing. So, yeah, where were we with this, man? You went W everything. Chelsea. Just to reiterate,
go faster. So the ones that I don't have notes on, I'll go a little faster.
No. We want your whole thoughts, but I'm just making sure the chat's following us. I went with Zar went with a W against Chelsea. I went with an L. I went with a W against Brighton. Zar went with an L.
Went with an L. Yeah. Then Everton, I said Everton, W.
Talk to me about Bournemouth.
W.
I'm going W. Oh, Man City. Bearing in mind, by then there's a lot of games. You're going to play the game in the League Cup. We ain't won there since Santi and Coquelin was our pivot. If we're not going to do it now, when are we going to do it?
That's the one. That's the one. That's the one W. I don't want to say this. Do I want the Man City W more, the Man City away W more for the psychological effect than I want the league? Would I say?
Do you think it could be a thing where whoever wins the final loses the league game?
Would I say that's a priority for me? The league game. Wait, what'd you say?
Do you think there's a reality like whoever wins the cup final?
There's another aspect. There's another aspect to it. The cup final. I don't like, bro. Are they still in the? Is there a chance we get them the following round in the FA Cup too?
Yeah, we ain't got them now. I think we've got Mansfield, but as long as they're in the FA Cup, there's a chance we could play them. Depending on how they're drawn in the champs, we obviously could play them. On paper, we've got 2 games left in it, like at the very minimum against them. And this is the kind of scenario I want in. We'll get into. I won't quite agree with Arteta about the most exciting part of the season, but players are going to get injured. Players are coming back from injuries.
Games, bro.
We just need to get games done.
Big games.
And remember, if the further we go in the Champions League and the FA Cup, there is obviously more.
You're mixing in big teams amongst that, bro. This is crazy, bro. That's another. You see, that's what's crazy. Is let's say we do go ahead. We haven't even seen the Champions League games on there.
That's why I want to focus on the league, man. Do you know
what?
League. I'm going W. Fuck it. There's no logic.
That's the one. That's the one I want. That's the only away game that I'll say.
Yeah, you know me. I'm not one to do the ref thing, yeah, but we've been done very, very dirty. At least the last 2 games away at the Etihad in the Premier League. A lot of biased decisions. We conceded a late goal with Stones. Gary Neville has never said nothing about the celebration police. The last couple of draws, I think there is that. And if we're not going to do it now, I don't think we are, man. I did say that about Anfield.
W.
I'm going to go W, man. I'm going to go W. Fuck it, man. Let's go to their house and move to them, bro.
W.
So what did you go?
Bro, I don't like that. I don't like these games back to back, man. So W for the Man City, and then the following one. I think
you skipped over Bournemouth. Oh, yeah, you said W for Bournemouth. I went W for City as well.
These 2 teams back to back.
You know, it's not the same Newcastle.
These are 2 bogey teams back to back, bro. We're playing 2 of our historical bogey teams.
This is all bogey.
Crazy.
We lost at home to Bournemouth last week.
Fulham. I had to look down. Fulham and West
team as well.
Fulham and West Ham. Oh, we're playing 4 of our.
We have to hope these lot are on the beach and they've checked out. Reality is we should be beating West Ham away and Palace here, but we have to hope these lot have kind of mentally.
That's another thing, bro. That's another thing we need to keep an eye on. The points down there. West Ham is in the mix. West Ham might be up for it. West Ham are what? West Ham are because Forest is down there. Let's see how the West.
That's why we need Spurs to lose couple
West
more
Ham
games.
is going to be up for that, brother. That's a Super Bowl for West Ham. That's a Super Bowl for West Ham. That West Ham game is the Super Bowl right there. even that Burnley, actually, who knows that Burnley, if they pick up points, that Burnley game 2 would be. I don't like these 2 games, man.
Do you know what we're not factoring as well? Yeah, around this whole period that we're in, the last kind of stretch, there is going to be wear and tear in the Champions League. Like, forgive me if I'm wrong. When the Champions League comes into it, I'm sure we've got to play on that Tuesday in the Champions League, yeah, and we've obviously got City as well. I'm sure of it. I'm sure at the weekend. I'm sure of it.
There's
So
gonna
this
be
is where
rearranged.
how much you believe in your squad. I don't think it will, because you play on a Tuesday and then a Saturday, Sunday.
I think they're pretty much the schedules. Well, of course, we don't have the day.
No, there will be some
the
movement.
times
I
and all
think
that.
there's
Do you
actually
think
been a
they're
change to the Everton
week
game. I might
wise?
stand corrected. I'm sure that there's been something with Everton. I'm sure Arsenal said something about it. Big up the Arsenal lads for signing their pro deals, by the way. But
Oh, by the
yeah,
way, shout out
so yeah,
to the
Everton.
new app. Shout out to the new app. The app is
It's shit.
It's
somehow
yeah. I don't know where I stand. I don't know where I stand. I'm just giving it a shout out. I don't know where I stand on it yet. I don't like new things. The older I get, I don't like. Just give me the old one.
So this is the draws on Friday.
Where? Sunday.
The
Where
Everton
is it
game
originally?
subject to change still. It's basically saying it's subject to change. So
for the
you're right on
for the Champions League. For the Champions League.
For the Champions League, like
Damn,
the draws on Friday. Obviously, when that comes out.
So when would they'd move it back? When would they put it?
It might get brought forward, like the Wolves game. Funny enough, I don't know, but we need to be prepared for everything. I'm sure there's people at Arsenal that have done the eventualities around what's happening, like them logistic dons. Either way, we know we're playing them sometime in it. We have to get it done. So I'm going W against City.
So W there. I'm going to go
Newcastle.
Newcastle. I don't want to, but I'm going to
go. I'm going W Fulham.
I'm going to go.
Fuck it for me.
I'm going to go draw.
W. It's Chelsea that scares me really.
Fulham.
I think this could be a draw, and it wouldn't surprise me if we drop points at Brighton. But
Fulham scares me. I think it's going to be a draw.
Yeah,
there.
No,
West Ham also kind of scares me. I think,
and this is all on paper, folks. Obviously, reality is different because two of our hardest games against Wolves times 2 shouldn't have been that on paper, innit?
Yeah, and then those last 2 games, I don't think
title goes to the last day of the season.
I think Burnley by then will be done.
Wins us it.
Palace will really well. Are they like in Europe? Are they playing for?
They
Europe?
look disillusioned, man. They look disillusioned. They might have checked out.
Where's Palace at, bro? Palace might not be playing. Palace ain't playing. Palace won't at that time. Palace probably won't be playing for anything. So, there's do I? Here's where I stand, Deluded. And I think we could easily go undefeated. We could easily go undefeated in those fixtures that are left. At the same time, I have a feeling there could be 3 or 4. There could be multiple.
Yeah, we have to earn the right to win.
Not one. There could be multiple bogey games in that run-in, and I am not mentally prepared for that.
See, you got to be.
I know I'm saying that. I know I'm saying that.
More points.
I know I'm saying I'm mentally prepared for that. Mentally, I'm not emotionally prepared for the multiple. I'm not even emotionally prepared for right now. I'm not even emotionally prepared for one. I'm not taking draws, bro. Usually, I'm okay with draws.
It's the draws that fuck us up.
I'm not taking draws right now, man.
That's where it's a bit annoying, man, because 21 points dropped from winning positions. Like whether we win, lose, or draw in May, I will think about a lot of games. But right now, we're just in a fight, and obviously that's only on paper. There's going to be many twists and turns. I can't tell you draws, wins, losses, but I do think there's losses. There's spanners in the works, and obviously I've said this to you before. I think this will be the most inconsistent winners of a Premier League race in a hot minute. So to answer JT's question, I go with 85 points, and then it's weird, Zar, because everyone's still got something to play for. Like obviously between Arsenal and City, I mean, people did say Chelsea
formats of things.
Exactly, they're still fighting for the league. Europe isn't decided. Relegation decided.
Relegation from
Spurs 15 down. With it though.
From 15 down, Leeds down. Flirting, bro. Spurs are in it. What are you talking about flirting? They're in it.
Yeah. They're not flirting. They're not flirting. You think they'll go?
Yes and no. It's still a bit far. So here's the thing, right? It's tough to see Tudor to have Arsenal as his first game is tough. To have Arsenal as his first game is tough. They are out of Europe.
No. They're still in the Champions League. They're still in the Champions.
Okay, so that's gonna hurt him. That's gonna hurt him. If I were him, get out the. Of course, you play every game to win. But
Facts, JT.
the situation that he wants is what happened with Michael Carrick. And then maybe I'll say
or
they'll
some
survive.
managerial bounce will still happen against us.
If they get out of the Champions League this round, if they get out of the Champions League this round, and they have one game a week for the rest of the season, he has time on the training ground to actually implement his ideas and all that.
They had 13 players apparently as well.
That is the situation where I'm like, okay, they're guaranteed to stay. The longer they stay in the Champions League, I think it increases their chances of relegation, which will be a very interesting situation.
I didn't
where
consider that,
What?
I didn't consider. That's a good point. I did not consider the fact that they're in the Champions, which I should have.
As a new coach, the number one thing that you want and need is time on the training ground. You don't need games. You don't want
unlearn bad habits
as a new coach. Good ones. Games are the worst thing that you could have immediately right off the bat. You need about 2-3 weeks, just drilling guys, and then all right, you'll test it and see it in a game and see. So the quicker they can get out of that Champions League, it will increase their chances of staying. The longer they stay in that Champions League, I think it would be.
The PL won't let Spurs get relegated. To be fair, yeah, stranger things have happened, but you know what? If this, it's a weird
London Stadium in the Championship,
and half your players are cutting, you can't have Gallagher on 200 grand a week out there.
Would they even be able to pay?
If I'm honest, I think they beat Fulham away from home, bro. I think they beat Palace. I think they lose to Liverpool. I think they beat Forest. I think they drop points, whether a draw or a loss at Sunderland. I reckon they could even draw against Brighton. Brighton's form ain't been amazing. Wolves, I think they'll lose that. Villa, I think they'll lose that. Leeds, I think they'll nick a point. I think they'll lose to Chelsea. And I've seen them capitulate on the last day of the season. I honestly don't know for Everton.
They need their guys. No more red cards, no more injuries, no more red cards, Romero and all that. But if they get out the Champions League, if they want to survive, these guys.
And then look at West Ham now. West Ham are gone, man. I've seen West Ham do the great escape before.
Tough games.
West Ham's gone, bro.
Those are tough games.
That's ridiculous. And we're even forgetting, forget the FA Cup, but it's another game on the squad. They're gone, man.
Newcastle, Everton,
I hope they do it against
Brentford.
City.
Yeah.
They're gone, man.
The West Ham are gone, bro. 50,000, 60,000 seaters in the Championship.
They're gone. The thing is, West Ham's one of the most loyally supported clubs in the land. They'll follow them. Like football owners don't care about clubs as much as us as fans. West Ham are gone. Yeah. The only thing is, Forest, their new manager did get them playing great. I think they were unfortunate to concede at the death against Liverpool, and they did play well. But unfortunately, playing well doesn't mean anything. If you play well and don't win, or if you play poor and grab a point or all three, it looks a bit different. I love Spurs, but I can't see it though, man. Leeds have drawn themselves. Leeds look safe and drew themselves out.
Leeds. I think. Yeah.
It's Leeds, but they're all right, man.
Leeds should be. If they win this next game week, they'll be fine. They should be fine. They're a win or two away from being completely safe, and I think they'll be able to get it.
It's techie, man.
But they can also be dragged down too. Bro, the Premier League. This is why it's the best.
Nothing's decided, bro. Mm-hmm. Like top four is not decided. I say top four because I know fifth place typically is going to get champs. But if you're genuinely aspiring to qualify for Europe, whether that's Aston Villa, Man United, Liverpool, Chelsea, even outsiders like Brentford and Bournemouth, you're not really scheming on fifth because you don't really know.
You don't want to leave room for.
Exactly. It's 100% you're there if you finish third or fourth. But that's not decided. There's everything for a first time in a minute.
The whole league isn't
decided apart from City and Arsenal play Champions League next year.
That's only given. That is the only given, probably. That's crazy. That actually is the only given. 10 games to go. Yeah, we're in it.
This is crazy. It's mad, man. A couple last questions. I got two. I got two questions, Peter. What are you saying for this?
Just to answer this, dude, so after the Wolves one, I vowed I'm never coming back again to the UK. After North London Derby, it's more so I'm trying to secure I'm in the process of securing a ticket for Palace. There's some people I'm talking to and all that. So if that works out, then I'll immediately buy the thing. but because it's an away game, it's tougher to. You know what? I'll probably be there.
You want to experience Arsenal? I think it's better than. I'll be real. I think it's a lot better than being at the Emirates. It's a much better experience. Hey, there's another question. There's another question for you. Fofana is out against us on Sunday. Thoughts? All the Chelsea defenders are shit. It's my thoughts.
He's injured.
Got sent off.
Oh yeah,
drew himself out.
Yeah. The red card. Oh yeah, and they were going after him. I remember that. The Chelsea fan. Yeah. Now I remember that Chelsea game is gonna be something. It's gonna be João Pedro. João Pedro is the one I'm scared of. He's looking good now.
Yeah, he's
looking.
Gyökeres is backed against them. Good. He should be being confident against Chelsea's defense. Confidence is everything in football. João Pedro should be believing he can get some change out of Arsenal. For Chelsea, this is their cup final, isn't it? For us, we need those 3 points for obvious reasons.
One of the more annoying fan bases online: Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United. Them three, for me, in my world,
because Chelsea's players are the best in the world, and then they set themselves in the title race as well. What are you saying now?
So for me personally, as a fan, I really need that game so that I can stick it to my friends. So these guys better show up, and I think they will. I feel very. This is why I hate this Tottenham game.
Not man saying João Pedro brace pending. Make sure you know
this Tottenham game is just it's just making me. I'm on cloud 9. Like I'm thinking 3-0 win. That's not realistic, Deluded.
Yeah, man. We need
that is not realistic.
Man. Left foot in front of the right, bro. One game at a time. We knocked off Chelsea. We knocked off Spurs' head. Chelsea are coming to our manor, battered and bruised. All they can do is spoil our season. Chelsea fans put themselves in a title challenge. So by that logic, this is a title contending game. Bring it to us. You split Spurs, you split Chelsea. It means nothing if you don't get them 3 points or something against Brighton, man. And it's 10 games, 10 cup finals, all to play for, innit?
Rob, the only change I would probably, but even that, the thing is Martinelli. You know what? I think Martinelli does well against Chelsea. Give me another breakaway goal like you did was it this first season with us? Yeah, first season with us. So I'll start. The only change I'll make is start Martinelli on the left. I'll start Martinelli on the left, but I hope Arteta just does keep the same lineup. But knowing him,
you might even get
Odegaard's going to come in. Odegaard's coming in. Eze is out.
I'm keeping the same lineup. I'm keeping the same lineup.
So I want the same. I'm keeping the same lineup, but I know my gaffer is going to swap them too for sure.
Where's the only thing? If I had to,
you know what? Calafiori might come back.
You fit enough in Capia, you're going out there for me. And Calafiori is our best left back, but you're going out there. The only thing I'd say, if I had to make a change, and I would hold, if I was Arteta and I did this and it didn't work great, I just like throwing spanners in the works, man. I probably would put Eze out wide, put Saka in the 10, and then you lot can interchange and stuff because Chelsea's got a shaky defense.
Eze out wide,
a moving target.
Eze on the right.
Your starting position's out wide.
On the right or on the left?
On the left. Even though I don't want to drop
Saka in the 10. Who would you?
Saka in the 10. Right? You lot interchange. Pardon me.
Who Madueke on the right?
Yeah, Noni, man. Martinelli, I don't want you to start. Your thing. Come on against tired legs,
once people are tired, yeah. Once people are tired,
man. You don't use this enough on the best of days, but you look a bit better when you're a secret weapon. Even against Spurs, obviously you never got the goal and assist, but anyone watching the game between you and Hincapié, disarmed Spence, gave it to everyone else. Odegaard, who'd also done well off the bench this season, if there's any positives, found Gyökeres, game, set, match. Do we have any news on Havertz's fitness? Arteta did say he was close to making the Spurs.
He's doing that thing. He's doing that thing.
We don't know.
Doing that stupid thing he did with Saliba.
You just never know with the gaffer.
Where he says he's days away for like a month.
I just don't know, man. And I don't think many people would be surprised to see, like what Zara alluded to, is that Arteta could drop Eze for Odegaard. I wouldn't do that because Eze's in a better moment. Odegaard isn't.
I like where the positions that Eze takes up on the field, bro. I'm not trying to play 3 number 6s with Odegaard. When the midfield
the confident guns, man.
Odegaard, Rice, and Zubimendi plays together. We're playing with 3 number 6s, Deluded. 3 guys that want to pick up the ball from the number 6 zone. Odegaard defends as a number 9, number 10. Then the second we get a ball, we get the ball, he drops to being a libero. It's crazy. Stay up there.
It's techie, man.
Yeah,
it's techie.
gonna be,
you know what?
We're running out of games.
Zara, you're making me nervous, but we got 10 games to go. There's gonna be highs, there's gonna be losses. Hopefully, we do what needs to be done in May. Zara, I'm getting anxious, man. But I think we should leave it there. Where can people find you? It's a pleasure you being here as always, my boys.
At the Midget Zimbo, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. At the Midget Zimbo. I have a Facebook. I don't check it. I just throw the reels up on there. That's about it. I've got family members. I went in there today to throw in the workout reel. I just so happened to click the DMs. I have family members that I haven't heard from 20, 15 years and all that filled up in there. Unfortunately, I'm not being rude. It's just there's like 50, 60
no
filter. Like 50, 60 messages. So yeah, Facebook too. I'm on there. I don't really check it, but those three that I mentioned are my main ones.
So that's where you need to find Zar, man. You know, and if not, you catch him on Barstool and whenever he's got time, he's here. Pardon me?
It's like I appreciate the Josh guy saying I have a little
big up Josh, man. That's why Zar's here. He's like myself. We get excited when we win. We're mad excited. We lose, we're vexed, but you can calm down.
I try keep it. I try my hardest. So when I'm doing this, so in a live stream, that's emotional. Whatever I say in a live stream doesn't count.
Yeah, because you're in the moment.
It's up and down. I'm in the moment and all that. But when I'm doing this, I try my hardest. Yeah, I'm an Arsenal fan, but I try my hardest to be honest with myself and be objective.
And many people could learn from that, man. But yeah, chat. You know where you can find Zar. As always, Zar, appreciate you on the platform at the Midget Zimbo,
my guy,
TikTok,
man.
everything.
Thank you.
And hopefully,
Nation. Shout out to you guys.
He's here in May, and we do what needs to be done.
Bro,
Any famous last words, my boy?
I need to look at ticket prices.
You need book the
We're gonna win the league. We're gonna win everything. We're gonna win the league. Let me get out of here, Deluded.
Fingers, toes, everything crossed. That's a reality, or they're gonna get us out of here, man. But yeah, man, follow Zar. Appreciate Zar for giving up his time. Chat, big up you.
I have time for you anytime, man.
No, man, I'll definitely get you back on, man. Whenever you're free, you know, I hit you up on WhatsApp, man. You know, people we tried to get done yesterday, didn't make sense. Today it made sense.
Yeah, I had to come in here earlier. Yes,
it's what is. You're a busy man. So yeah, and chat, big up yourselves. Go follow Zar. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Leave a comment after the video. Enjoy your afternoon, Zar. Big up yourself, man. Do your thing, my boy.
Take it easy, my bro.
Done, no, safe. Smash that like, follow Zar. Stop by. Nah, United, man. I've got to do something in my personal life, but watch along business tomorrow for the family. I ain't missing Real Madrid. Big up you, man. One love, please.